The Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
A very good evening to all of you. And do you remember what we were speaking last week, Thursday, in the love therapy? Do you remember you were joining the love therapy last week? Do you remember when Bishop James, together with his wife, he spoke about insecurities? Do you remember when he spoke about the root of the insecurities and where securities are coming from and what is behind the insecurities? Well, we are going to talk a little bit of this today also, refreshing your mind, bringing something else up. But in between, I would like to share with you a real story of a lady who has today her life transformed.
When I was a child, my mom left me back in Africa to come to the UK. I was just living in different places. I was living with different family members. There wasn't any stability. I didn't have a stable home really per se. At the age of around 9, I came to the UK to join my mom. And now she had a family. She had her husband and my siblings. That's when things got even challenging because obviously I didn't grow up with her. And our relationship, we just couldn't gel. I faced various abuse by her. I was verbally abused. I was called things like, I wish I didn't have you. You're good for nothing. You're ugly. I have other children. I don't need you. So my mom would severely beat me as well. I was a very quiet child. I didn't have, friends, this type of thing. I wasn't interested in going out with friends or whatever. I was very obedient and still, nothing I did was ever good enough for her. When I'm sleeping, she would come and she would drag me from the bed and she would just beat me just because I looked like my dad. She would beat me so much that I would even bleed on the floor. She left marks on my face with her nails, just on my cheeks. Apart from the physical abuse, it was more so the things that she was saying to me. Things like, I wish I didn't have you. Your father don't love you. Your grandmother doesn't care about you. The hurtful words that scarred me. Eventually, at the age of 16, she told me to leave the house. And so I had to go. At this point, I didn't have even any document to prove who I was because coming here as a child, I came with someone else's document, so I became homeless. I didn't have passport or anything to show this is who I am. I was 16, I was walking around trying to find a solicitor to help me sort out my immigration problem. I had to grow up very quickly, and I resented that. I resented the fact that I didn't have a childhood. I resented the fact that I didn't have a family that for me was normal, I didn't have a mother that wanted me in a way. All these things happened, different events happened. I then got into a relationship with someone who, he wanted to help me, let's say. That's how it started in the beginning, I was young, he was 10 years older than me, and it ended up him being my boyfriend, and I was attached, and I became very attached to him. Shortly after, I fell pregnant, and then that's when I started to see his true colors. So he said, well, I needed to get rid of the child. But for me, my intention was that I wanted to have a family. This could be my family, him, my child. It didn't work out that way. At that moment, of course, knowing that this partner of mine that I wanted to have a relationship with rejected my child, rejected our child, and the whole plan that I had, that was very painful. I was very young, but I was still studying. I was doing my best to try and, make something out of my future. I was just fed up. I knew that there was a God. I knew that there was something above everything, right? And I'd always been searching for that, but I just didn't know how to connect with God. And luckily, walking past Finsbury Park at the time, I remember that someone had invited me to, the VYG, because at that point, I just was very lost. I was already a very angry person. Even though I was young, I was very angry. I didn't know how to socialize with others. I didn't have any, socialization skills in terms of being a young person. So I was just, I needed help. So it was nice to be around people my age, being in the environment. For me, I was already different in the sense that I couldn't really relate to some of these people because they had families, they had normal things. The first thing that I had to do was sit down and talk. I needed to talk about what I was going through. And that really helped to start the process of my change. So I remember speaking to the youth pastor at the time. He didn't use emotions. Of course, he sympathized with me, but he simply said, you have to forgive. What do you mean, forgive? Like, did you not hear what I've just told you? I've been through this, I've suffered, I had to sort out my immigration myself, I had to do so much things, but I can see now that he was trying to lead me in the right way. I was progressing spiritually. However, there was something in particular that happened whilst I was in this journey with Christ, whilst I was in the church, a situation that happened that really affected me. So at this point, I'd already forgiven my mom, I'd already forgiven, everything that she's put me through and etc. But I could not let go of this situation that had happened to me. I was accused of enticing someone's husband to me, right? That accusation destroyed me because I'd never been like this in the world, even though I had opportunities to be. And, to be accused of this, in the church, I didn't really know how to deal with it. So I just bottled it up. For many years, I bottled it up. And within me, anger was growing inside of me. It revealed to me that, the fact that I didn't want to forgive, even though, I had many years to forgive, this people that was involved, I chose not to. I didn't want to. I wanted them to pay for the situation somehow. And this then delayed my own progress in my spiritual life. It delayed, what God wanted to do within me and inside of me. It was as if I was rotting from the inside, and it took years and gradually to the point where I could no longer recognize myself. I didn't change. I wasn't changed inside. I was not a new person. Even though I physically was doing things seemed to be progressing, there was still a limit, and I had reached that limit where I then became very frustrated to the point where even Satan had access to my life because I started to have, those things I was having before, like the panic attacks or the nightmares was sort of now coming, the desire to not wanting to be alive was now coming. And I was in the church. I was blaming everybody else. I was blaming people that, that accused me of things. I was blaming, how my life started. But really, once I looked within, finally, once I addressed me and I changed, I let go of the situation, it did not take long for my deliverance to happen and for me to receive the Holy Spirit. The moment I realized and I understood that I needed help, I understood that I wasn't who I thought I was, that led me to surrender everything that I have. I was so broken. I was so ashamed that I had lived wasting so many years. I had to let go of it. I had to trust God with my entire life. Shortly after, I received my deliverance. And the next day after my deliverance, I received the Holy Spirit. From that moment on, my life has completely changed. It's almost as if there is it changed like from day and night. It's two different type of Taveri, two different type of life. But what changed was knowing that God was with me. The self-pityness that I had for so many years, oh, poor me, it disappeared. I had an identity for the first time in my life. I wasn't a lost child. I wasn't a mistake anymore. Receiving the Holy Spirit, it was all I needed to really change my life, because prior to that, I was a very determined person. That's why I was able to achieve a lot of things. That heaviness that I had inside of me that was weighing me down disappeared. Because I changed within me, I was able to establish a financial life that I would not have been able to have established before, because probably I wouldn't have the mannerism, whilst at work to to deal with people because, probably I would have just been bursting out of anger, out of nowhere. My marriage is a blessing. I'm a blessing to my husband. I have a very, very happy marriage. I honestly believe that I would not be the person I am today without the Holy Spirit. There was no fixing me. I was already a broken case. And my brokenness wasn't physically, it was inside. There wasn't an amount of anything physically that could have fixed me, honestly, because I was a broken case. I was a lost case inside. God was able to reach me from the inside and change that. And now the boldness that I have today, the things that I have to do, even in my career, at work, the old me without the Holy Spirit could not have been able to do that. Everything about me, God has made new, and I would not have been able to achieve this without the Holy Spirit.
What I would like to talk to you is what amazing real story, isn't it? I heard it before, and I can always, this testimony always bless me. And I believe in the same way that blesses me, I believe is blessing also you. And once again, we can understand how a family can have an impact on a child that is growing amongst them. You see, look to this slide. Bishop last week shared this with us. Look what is written there. Do not be deceived, my beloved brethren. It's one of the best strategies of our enemy is deceit. It tries to convince humankind that doing certain things or in doing certain things, they will be happy. They will achieve certain things. They will get whatever they want. And this is how we see the world behaving. And please don't misunderstand me. I'm not criticizing everyone. I'm just talking about facts and how people sometimes try to reach their goals, and it has been like a snowball effect because children, parents, grandparents, and when we go back and we see the problem is recurrent, is happening over and over and over again. The times are changing, people are changing, but sometimes the actions are being the same. The way of reacting before the problems are the same. So the problems are coming in the same way. The person is being defeated in the same way. And that's why so many times we look to the youth today and we don't see a future in them. We don't, and please, again I say it, I'm not criticizing. I'm saying I'm talking about what I've been witnessing. I came from a country not long ago. I was in Australia, and the police there was finding extremely difficult to deal with this new generation, with the youth. The way that they were being disrespectful, the way that they were being even offending others, not having sometimes even a future or a plan for the future. And when we are coming here, and although I'm not here for a long period of time, I already realized this. Where youth, they do not have a plan for the future. They don't have also roots where they can take some knowledge, some direction, some strength that they can say, well, I can do like this. Because sometimes parents, they could not give them what they need today. Because his parents or her parents, They were also going through the same thing. And the only thing that is changing with time or from one generation to the other is that problems are arising earlier, and deceptions are coming earlier, and betrayals are coming earlier, and disappointments are coming earlier. And we can see people going into a state of depression, anguish, sometimes not believing that they can achieve a better life in a very early stage of their life. And looking to you, listen to me and look at me, please. And looking at you, I would like to ask, how is your life today? You are a youth, you are maybe an adult, and you look to yourself and you see, I see this exactly happen in my life. You were watching this real story and you see how the way that she was being treated by the mother, the way that the mother was sometimes releasing her frustration on her daughter, and the problems that she was having with a husband, and she ended up making her daughter paying for it, and the consequences that came out of this, how much this woman has suffered because of all problems and the way that she was being taken care of by a mother, and the problems that she was facing, and the way that she was abandoned, and the problems that she was facing. And you are looking at me, and maybe you are not going exactly through the same problems, but you look at yourself and you see in yourself a problem that is recurrent. You saw your siblings going through the same. You saw your auntie going through the same. You saw your grandparents going through the same. And now you look at your children and you see your children facing exactly the same. You see, and looking to the youth, I said it yesterday. Sometimes they want a better future. They want something beautiful. We are talking about love life. They desire it. They can even visualize it in their mind. But when the reality kicks in, they are being deceived by what they see. And look what the biblical verse says. Look what the biblical verse says. The other one, please, the first one. Let's see what says. Do not be deceived, my beloved brethren. Do not be deceived. Do not be deceived by what you are seeing at the moment. Although you do not know anything else besides what you've learned, or even with everything that you are learning in life, it has been not enough for you to fix your love life problems, your marital problems. Maybe all the knowledge that you are receiving is able to help in getting a better house, to drive a better car. Maybe the knowledge that you are receiving and all the effort that you are applying in your life is giving you a very comfortable life, is making you able to travel everywhere and to have whatever you want, materialistic speaking. But when you look to your love life, you see that things are not going well. You consider yourself a young person, but even being young, things are not going well. Your love life has been upside down. You look at yourself and you see, I'm an adult, but you look back and you see a trace of disappointments. You see a trace of lies. You see a trace of insecurities. You see a trace of disappointments in your love life. And you don't have, what we say, the light at the end of the tunnel. You don't see how to fix this. The woman that we were watching, her testimony, a real story, she did not see a way out for all the problems that she was going through and all the traumas that she was carrying. And although she was young, she couldn't see a better future. She couldn't see, She couldn't imagine how her life would be better the way that she was living at the moment. But the truth is, she could change her life. And this is exactly what I want to tell you. If she was able to change her life, you can change your life too. This coming Thursday, pay attention, tomorrow, we are going to have a special prayer and a special moment in the love therapy dedicated to all those who are young and all those who are going through difficult moments in life, all those who are struggling. You know, maybe you are a youth who is facing so many problems. You are going through so many difficulties in life and you don't know how to fix certain things in your life. You know, Bishop James is going to dedicate a part of the love therapy exactly to help you how to overcome traumas, problems, and difficulties that sometimes you've seen people going through them and not being able to solve. But you will learn. You will learn how to fix, how to solve, and how to build a better future for yourself. So the youth group, the UTF, even you are an adult, you are our guest. And if you have a youth in your life, in your family, bring them, because this coming Thursday, tomorrow, we are going to have a special moment in the love therapy for them.
At the start of a relationship, everything feels so exciting. Discovering each other, experiencing new things. Everything is brand new. However, as time goes on and life gets busy, relationships often settle into a routine. Unfortunately, this routine can gradually dull the sparkle in the connection. That is why it is important to make time for special moments. These are what keep a relationship strong and healthy, and it is easy to do. On calculation, there are just over 10,000 minutes in a week. Taking just 90 of those minutes to focus solely on your love life can make a huge difference to its success. We invite anyone who wants to strengthen their relationship to join us for a special seminar. Let's take a step together towards a closer, happier connection. Join us next Thursday at the Love Therapy Seminar and step out of the monotonous routine at 8 p.m. at 232 Seven Sisters Road, Finsbury Park, London N4 3NX.
Many times, when people see they have a problem in their love life, they defend themselves. They put the problem on the spouse.
Yeah, they justify what they've done. And
Exactly. They say, look,
and
you know,
make excuses.
I know I cheated, but I cheated because she didn't give me attention.
Mhm.
Or say, my husband is bad, my wife is bad. David, he never made excuses. When the prophet said, you did this, what did he do? It is me, I did it. And change starts when we recognize what we've done, not what she's done, what I've done.
And you could taste a little bit of what is happening on Thursdays at 8 p.m. And although I was talking about the youth group, the UTF, all the youth that are being invited to be in the love therapy, and we do believe that the base of society for a good society is family. If that society, this society called family, is not going well, the society outside of the house, it cannot go well too. So because we believe that everything starts from inside of the house, the well-being of the family, that's why we are inviting all the youth for them to start working on this and to be happy. And no matter what your age is, as I said it before, the love therapy is not just for young people. The love therapy is for everyone. Everyone whose desire is to be happy. everyone who has a desire to achieve a better life, either if they are single or if they are married. So you can join us this coming Thursday at 8 p.m. Here in our headquarters, and we are going to pray for you, and Bishop James is going to teach you. Exactly, he's going to give you some hints and some directions of what you can do in order for you to reach the goals that you have set within you according to the will of God, obviously. Well, the Love Talk Show is reaching the last minutes, but I could not finish this program without talking about what is going on this coming 31st of October, when we are going to have the Singles Hour at 7 p.m. Yes, the Singles Hour that we are going to gather together the singles. The love therapy session will start 8, but 7 p.m. we are going to have them all together in our headquarters, where they will have the opportunity to socialize, to talk to each other, to ask questions, to learn how to develop this gift that we call love, and obviously to know what can be done in order to succeed also in this area, which is the love life, to succeed in this area of their life. So all singles, pay attention. If you have a friend, if you have someone in your family who is single, so we are going to have the Singles Hour. And please, don't worry with your age. Don't worry if you are young, if you are a little bit older. Everyone is welcome, counting that you are single. Everyone is welcome to join the Singles Hour on the 31st of this month at 7 p.m. Well, the Love Talk Show is reaching the end. May God bless you all. I hope to see you tomorrow, Thursday, in the Love Therapy here, 8 p.m. Together with Bishop, we pastors, together with our wives, we are going to be together in a team of faith to help you. If you want to talk to us since 6 p.m., our pastors, together with their wives, with his wife, they will be in front of the altar already prepared to talk to you. And you don't need to pay anything. You just need to bring with you your sincerity. May God bless you all. See you tomorrow.
My name is Bruna. I'm from the branch of Croydon and I'm part of the Love team. In my spare time, I like to write, such as journaling. I like to go for walks. I like to eat as well. My favorite meal is rice and beans. To be honest, I like rice in general, like fried rice with vegetables, but especially beans because it's cultural food, so it's something that people in my culture really enjoy eating. If you'd like to invest more in your love life, you'd like to learn more about how you can love intelligently, I'd like to invite you to tune in Monday to Friday to the Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio. It's an extension of the Love Therapy, so it's going to benefit you a lot. The Love Therapy seminars have benefited me a lot. I'd like to invite you to join us every single Thursday at 8 p.m. Whether you're single, you're dating, or you're married, there will definitely be something there for you to learn.